Alright. I hope this angle's looking good. Hi everybody, it's Knife here, and today we are talking about FMV games. FMV games, or full motion video games, are video games that use fully pre-recorded videos instead of full video game environments. And they were the shit in the mid-80s and 90s. I mean, it's pretty much the future when you think about it. So the three main consoles that had these games were the CDI, the 3DO, and the Sega CD. Yeah, I don't know much about those consoles other than the fact that they have FMV games on them. Well, and one of the big titans of the industry was American Laser Games. They were pumping out these guys. They were cashing in on the trend. Yeah, because once developers saw, oh god, my cat, oh god, I'm using his tower, oh god, Zizzy. Okay, I'm using my cat's cat tower to prop this up. American Laser Games, they saw that people were buying these games, and they're like, alright guys, this is what we're doing. And then they did it a lot. You know, it's interesting because this is kind of like one of those like fad style games, you know, where it's like one becomes really popular and then a bunch of others will like become popular, they'll follow suit. And like, usually that kind of stuff doesn't last too long because it's only like a certain kind of game that you can do so much with. But the fact that like this all went on, like was super popular for like a decade, I think that's pretty impressive in the video game world, at least, you know. Stuff doesn't last that long. Yeah, so they're everywhere. I just kind of recently found out, oh, I got a cat in the background. I just recently kind of found out that they're like their genre. I didn't know that it was like its own kind of genre thing going on. But yeah, today I just kind of want to talk about a few of my favorites, my personal favorites that I did while doing some research for this video. One of them I already knew about one of them. So yeah, let's get into it.
Don't worry, Mom. It's all in the fingers. Good hunting.
Night Trap, released in 1992 on the Sega CD. This is the one I knew. This is the one, the one game I knew, and I'd really only heard of it before. So being able to like really look into it and watch like someone fully play it, because like I'm not spending $5 on it. I don't got money like that. Okay, so basically in the game, you play as Special Forces, and you are trying to catch this big gang of like vampire ninjas. I don't know what they are really. And I believe you are using this girl Kelly and her family and friends as bait. I don't know why you wouldn't just use like trained gunmen or people that are trained in fighting to maybe fight the vampire ninjas. Okay, you know, to each their own. So yeah, so your mission is to keep the family and the friends safe, while also getting rid of the vampire zombies, because this isn't just any house. It is a trap house. House with traps. And one thing about trap houses that a wise man once said, if you ain't a hoe, get up on my trap house. And I gotta say, in the game, those are not hoes. Those are like vampire ninja things. I don't know, it's kind of gruesome a little bit. But they also, I mean, they have a lot of character. I wouldn't say a lot of character, but they have like, they're cool in the sense that they're. Another cat interruption. Those are pretty cool. He really is not a fan of this. So basically the thing about the game is, I don't know where I was, but it's like a Five Nights at Freddy's style game, in the sense of like you're looking at the cameras throughout the whole time, and different stuff is going on in different cameras. it's kind of like a movie is going on, and at the same time, you're behind the scenes, making sure that the main cast doesn't die. And an interesting thing about that is this game actually has multiple endings, which I think is pretty impressive for 1992. That thing might have been standard then, but I don't think so. Also, anything before I was born is a little tough to, like, remember. But, yeah, so there's a bunch of different endings, and, you know, it depends on, like, who's alive at the end. There's even a secret ending, a bad ending. I'll let you figure that one out for yourself. Or just look it up on YouTube like I did. But yeah, no, it's a really, really cool, like, charming game. What year was it? Doing some research. 25th would be 2012. Yeah. Okay, so on what I believe is around October 15th, 2012, around that time, this game was re-released for like a 25th year anniversary edition. So that's pretty cool. I believe you can get it on Steam now, so that's awesome. Because that is a thing with some of these games is you either can get it on Steam, or it's like you have to find like a physical copy and the console. That's a lot of money, and that's a lot of time, and it's like a little. Just watch it on YouTube at that point, you know. But all right, wait. Let me get back to this. Oh yeah. Before I go on to the next game, something I really like about these FMV games is the fact that they all, I don't want to say all, because there's going to be like that one that doesn't, but most of them use like second person perspective, like they're saying like, oh, you got this, you're the man, like, I don't know, shit like that.
But who operates that? They do. And who's that?
I'm not exactly certain. Special operators from Control, but we gotta work together on this one.
Like, and I think it's like a pretty cool way to immerse the player in the game. I don't really see, I guess never mind. Any game that has like a main character where people are talking to it, but it's not like talking directly to like you. You know, like right now, I'm talking to you. Yeah, right there. Right there, I'm talking to you. But like, you know, like if I'm talking to my cat, like, hey kitty, you are really cute. I think he's coming back. But then it's like different, I don't know. Those might be two completely different like parts of speech. I don't know. I didn't do good in English class. But yeah, okay. Next game.
Keep driving, please.
Wirehead was a game originally released by the Sega, on the Sega CD, where you're this guy. Ned Hubbard is his name, and he's just an average guy. Kids, you know, he's got kids and a wife, and then all of a sudden, for a reason that I don't think is explained, two guys show up and are saying that he murdered somebody. And immediately, you are running out of your house, choosing the directions, left, right, straight, back, you know, up, down, all that kind of stuff. It's actually kind of like the game Dragon's Lair, where you have to choose the right direction in a certain amount of time, like really quick too. And yeah, like if you don't, you have to like start over. It's crazy. This guy, Ned Hubbard, this guy, I know, it's crazy, right? But he goes from everything from, he ends up being on a plane. He jumps out of the plane, does a little skydive. There's a bear. He ends up in the Wild West. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. This poor guy has really, like, he had to have pissed someone off bad in a past life. 'Cause, I mean, yeah, that's rough. Okay. That's it. That's all. That's that game. On to the next. Another quick side note about these games is all of them kind of look like they were filmed on a DSi camera, so it can be kind of hard to know what's happening, and sometimes they're like just unplayable. I mean, look at this. if I can find an example. Otherwise, it's gonna be blank, and that's gonna be embarrassing. I can find an example. Next game. All right, so Mad Dog McCree, not this one, this one. So Mad Dog McCree is kind of unlike the other games that I've talked about so far, as it was arcade only, and not just that, but an arcade shooter. You know, like one of the ones you hold up the gun and you're. I like those. But yeah. So most FMV games, at least that I've seen, and I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but most FMV games that are out there that are like older, are either like move the camera this way, or they're like you're solving a mystery, or there's like a weird subgenre where you have hands and or feet. Those ones are weird. Yeah, it's weird. These games kind of remind me of the It's Always Sunny episode, Frank's POV or whatever. God, that is a good show. Watch that show if you haven't. That's such a good show. It's a little dated, especially like the earlier seasons, but it's so silly. The writing's so good. All right, back to the... right off the bat, I want to note the impressive stunt work. I mean, this shit looks like it hurts. I mean, you got guys... I mean, this guy bounced. I mean, this guy fell off a roof. Yeah, it looks like it hurts, and I could never be a stuntman. That would hurt me too much. Unless it gets paid like super duper well. I don't think I could do it then. I still don't think I could do it. I don't, So, in Mad Dog McCree, this town, the town of...
The town.
So the town has been taken over by Mad Dog McCree and his gang. Now the mayor's been locked up in jail, and the mayor's daughter's kidnapped, and you gotta save it. See how I did it there? Don't you feel immersed? Don't you feel immersed in the video? It's your job to save it. So the main gameplay is pretty much shooting the guys when they pop up, and if you don't, you die. Pretty easy. It's kind of like a Western shoot 'em up. So another thing about these games is if you know what to do, they're not particularly long. That's a tough one for me. Wirehead is like 40 minutes. Night Trap is only maybe 20 minutes. This game is only 13 start to finish. But that's if you know what you're doing. So that is partially why I believe these games kind of fell out of fashion, was because they were more one-time things where you play it once and then it's like, okay. Now, yeah, there's probably a lot of good FMV games that I still haven't talked about. And I might make a second video. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of touch on a few old ones. Now, just because it was an old fad doesn't necessarily mean that they're all gone. Now, most of them are, but there are a few good ones, a few roses in the... Like, at Dead of Night. Got it. At Dead of Night, I love this game. So basically you're playing as this girl, I believe her name is Sarah, and you are kind of navigating through a hotel. I wouldn't say, it's not like fully FMV, because it does use some like 3D environments as opposed to like video environments. But, okay, sorry, off track. So basically, you and your friends are staying at this hotel, and it's just this old, you know, weird old hotel in the middle of like nowhere. You know, you can't get any service. And the guy Jimmy Hall, he's pretty much the only person working there. Him, and then his alter ego, Hugo Punch, that kidnaps and kills people. So your friends get kidnapped, and you're basically trying to figure out the story of like what happened to Hugo, or well, what happened to Jimmy, and then what is Hugo Punch, and he kind of killed a bunch of people, but like on accident. I don't know. It's a fun game though. I recommend playing through it for sure, because it's one of those things. It definitely has a little more like substance than the older games. But I mean that you would hope so. It's newer. But yeah, it's really good. Oh, also, a trailer like 8-9 months ago was released for a sequel. So I'm so excited for that game. Oh my god. I'm so excited. It's gonna be awesome. All right, final thoughts. To be honest, I wish there were more of these games made now. If it wasn't porn, that'd be cool. Yeah, I want more games like this. I mean, all of these games have so much charm to them, and there's so much care. You know, you can just tell all the actors and actresses are just having so much fun in everything they do. I totally think there should be more games like this, and I would just love to see more in the future. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I don't know how to end this. Bye.